Welcome back to the program. As promised, Congresswoman Young Kim is here. She represents the 40th Congressional District, which is part of Laguna Woods as well. Welcome back to the program.
Always happy to be back. Thank you for having me, Michael.
So you guys are in recess right now for August, and even though there's no towel in your beach bag, you're not ready to just go to the beach. When you come back here, you're working in the district.
Correct.
And you have an event coming up for seniors.
Yes.
It's Federal Resource Fair. Tell us a little bit about that in general.
Yes. So the flyer is there.
Sure.
Senior Federal Resource Fair will be happening right here in Laguna Woods Village Center at, I guess, Clubhouse. Clubhouse number 2.
Clubhouse 2, right.
Yes, it will be on August 19, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have partnering organizations. I don't know if it's...
Now, what does it take to get the partnering organizations together? Who are some of the ones, and what can people expect in terms of when they show up at this fair?
So we have the Veterans Administration, Social Security, IRS, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and much more, like including the Alzheimer's Association, Orange County Health Care Agency, National Alliance for Mental Illness, called NAMI.
Right.
These are some of the organizations that will actually be able to come and talk to the senior citizens directly about the benefits and the services they provide. As far as our office is concerned, we'll have our own team of really expertise, the caseworkers out there, and they will be able to talk about the services that we provided to give them an idea of what we were able to do. Case in point, like in the seniors, there's one administration, Social Security Administration, made a mistake on one of the senior applicants' date of birth.
Okay.
So she was due, her entitled benefits, but she wasn't able to get it for more than a year.
There's a simple typo in terms of entering the information.
Yeah, so our office got involved, and we were able to get them the 1 year's worth of benefits that they were entitled to, but weren't able to get.
Okay.
It's just simple things like that.
How important is it for seniors and just anybody to be able to sit down with somebody that represents the IRS and have that face-to-face and kind of go through things? Because I know it can be like sometimes it's a kind of a phone, or you're submitting a form online, and that can be really challenging in terms of getting things done.
It's really helpful because then, if we're asking for information, you have the records right in front of you, and we'll be able to process it on your behalf right there and then.
Yeah, and it cuts through all that red tape, right?
Yes.
Like getting that kind of, and even if they can't answer all the questions, get everything done, we can at least get folks pointed in the right direction, right?
So especially at a seniors fair like this, we will point them to the various agencies that they are having difficulty with, and then we'll walk them through. So we're not going to just go to booth number 10 and then just leave you alone. We will actually help you and get this case resolved.
Kind of a good one-stop shop for a lot of things that seniors need, right? Yes. What do you think there's some of the most important things that seniors come there for and get, maybe they weren't getting, or weren't getting the benefits from, or they weren't getting the resources?
Case in point, I think the last time I was here on your program, I talked about the seniors paying the late enrollment fees when they turn 65 and they decide that they're going to continue to work. They shouldn't be penalized for wanting to work longer and enroll in Medicare program late. So I'm capping the late enrollment fees and the duration of how long they have to pay for the increased Medicare premium because they didn't sign up on time.
Right, and is that just a case in point of like people, well, my company had my insurance, so I didn't need to sign up, and they don't realize, oh, you need to sign up whether or not you have
it's that insurance. Case, yes. So even if you are continuing to work, if you are 65, you do need to sign up for Medicare.
Okay. It's one of those interesting little tidbits in there that people don't know about.
Right.
Now you're also going to be doing a service for veterans that is coming up as well. You're going to have a veterans, kind of like almost like the senior fair, just all sorts of agencies there. They're going to help veterans get pointed in the right directions for their benefits.
And that is happening on Saturday, August 24 at 10 a.m. This is going to be in the Tierney Center in the city of Tustin. We have partnering organizations from Veterans Benefit Administration, U.S. Vets. Kelsey Fullerton has a wonderful veterans Resource Center. They will all be there to answer any questions. Again, some of the cases that we were able to handle, mostly, especially for the veterans, it deals with spousal benefits.
I was going to ask about that. Could spouses show up and say, hey, my husband is here, or maybe he's deceased, or whatever it might be, but I'm coming here and trying to figure out what the benefits I'm entitled to.
Spouses are entitled to the veterans' benefits as much as their veterans have done, especially when they pass away. The paperwork may not be in order on time. We want them to come, and we will be able to help them fill out the applications on time, and then they will not be delayed any further. Another thing we're doing at the Veteran Resource Center is we want to recognize and honor Vietnam-era war veterans. We have partnered with the VA administration to pin the veterans, and it's a special token of our appreciation, but very needed delayed recognition for their service and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
So if anyone who's watching is a veteran himself from the Vietnam War, or spouses or friends who know of these veterans, please contact my office and call the number that is for RSVP purposes, and we would love to honor them.
Okay. One of the things that's, the veterans are entitled to a lot of benefits. Sometimes the deliverables of those benefits can really be a challenge in terms of funding and having just enough resources out there, enough doctors, enough facilities. What are some of the challenges you're still hearing from veterans in terms of, yeah, I'm eligible, but I can't get my benefits?
Well, the biggest challenge is, again, has to do with the lack of understanding, because English is their second language too. We have made the VA benefits available, but if they are not aware of when they can apply for it and what type of benefits related to the combat times that they served, or during the time when they discharge, they may not know that they were related to the services, we will be able to help them identify if some of the disability is related to the times when they serve. Those are the things that we will be able to help you if they come to the Veteran Resource Fair too.
We'll make that happen for sure, absolutely.
Yes.
Another thing you're also doing is want to be able to expand benefits to seniors in terms of we're on fixed incomes and kind of hurt by inflation, and that, fixed income, inflation do not match.
Exactly. I mean, the persistent inflation, rising cost of living, this is making the seniors on fixed income even more difficult to live on a daily basis. So we want to make sure that they're not penalized for it, which is why we talked about those capping the later enrollment fees in case you're still working. We want to make sure that the veterans understand that they can get some help by not having to pay the additional premiums.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much that any legislator, any government entity can do in terms of just the cost of living in general. Is that a frustration sometimes in your part? It's like, I want to be able to do more for seniors and more for veterans, but there's only so much you can do legislatively?
Yeah, and so, I mean, we'll take these one legislation, policy initiatives at a time. But what we're trying to do is obviously lower the Medicare costs, lower the prescription drug prices, but ultimately ensure and strengthen our Social Security. So the monies that you pay for or paid into while you're working will be there when you retire.
How important is it for all of these things to have a very bipartisan approach when you're dealing with a divided government?
So important. All these long-term solutions that we're working on needs bipartisan support so that it will be a long-lasting solution.
Yeah, we can't have these things sunsetting in 10 years or something like that, like a lot of maybe tax cuts and things like that do, right? We're going to get that in terms of legislation to make it kind of permanent.
Yes. So we talked about a lot of legislation, but a couple ones that I'm talking about. Again, the Medicare Economic Security Solutions Act, also making the benefits available in the languages, in the language that for those who are not like English is not their first language, right? So I mean, you're looking at one member who is working in a bipartisan way, and again, I told you that I'm ranked the most bipartisan and effective member of Congress, and I am very proud of that record. So I will work on anything that I work on in a bipartisan way.
Well, we like
Talked
the sound
about the
of that.
Butts Act too, right?
Absolutely. We like the sound of that, 100%.
Yes.
Young Kim, representative for the 40th District, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
All right, when we come back, we'll be talking to the folks from the Fit Brain Club about palliative care. Stay with us.